Yeah, so I'm not really going. And a lot of people seem like they're busy today because it's kind of like out of nowhere. They scheduled it today. It's kind of out of nowhere. Actually, let me double check how far it is. Yeah, it's still pretty far, anyways. And plus, 2 hours, about 2 hours, because he lives. It's like his college. I don't know if it's like his college house, basically. Like he's living with all the other friends that college. But it's a little far. So plus it starts at 5, so not really going. And plus I don't want to drive at nighttime and back. Have you eaten? What have you eaten so far? Yeah, you told me. Hello there. I was lying in the snow for a minute, bro. You're like you're gonna be you're JJK Yuta or something. That one scene from JJK. Would I be angry? Now you have to tell me. Also, I'm talking to a friend in the back. Would I be angry at that? Oh, we see.
Traveler, Paimon, you're here too?
So recently I tried to fight acid and took a lack of shield. Yeah. Yeah, I should have dodged. You know, should have just run all the way to the back or something. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not mad. Well, at least you're not eating something that's sugar.
No, it's nothing, but it's nice to try somewhere different for a change. Lemon's closed? Why? Well, it was partly our fault. Recently, some old classmates from the Tongwen Academy got in touch and said they were organizing a get-together. Yenfei's the most senior among us, since she's the most qualified, so she got to pick the location. The turnout was a lot higher than expected, and in the space of 2 days, we somehow got through all of the restaurant's stock for the week ahead. Boss's enormous appetite was also a significant contributing factor. He went a little crazy. Chef Mao was pretty wiped out by the end, but he had a huge smile on his face. It was the best business he's had in months.
What
The
the
only
fuck is
thing
Ito?
is, it'll take him at least a couple days to fully restock. Bullchecker's here too? Paimon's surprised we haven't seen him. Those horns stick out like two sore thumbs. Yeah, when he heard I was meeting up with some old classmates, he got very excited and decided he was coming with me. His logic was, and I quote, "Any classmate of Shinobu's is a classmate of mine." Notwithstanding the fact that Boss has
Yo, we're
many
actually getting
chances in his life,
good content, maybe.
I think he just feels that he didn't get enough chances to indulge his taste buds last time he was in Liyue. That other kid you guys brought with you, though, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Grandmaster Hanakato. He seems like a smart cookie.
Grandmaster
You
Hanakata.
know
What the
this
fuck?
because you were busy chatting to your classmates at the time, but he was helping Chef Mao out in the kitchen, trying to pick up some Liwe cooking skills. I suspect he just wanted to learn how to make some new dishes.
Walking. Maybe I'll be back later.
And
Bro's like Yuta from JJK right now. He's walking through the snow.
Grandmaster
Wondering.
where do we know that name from? Oh, yeah! Didn't we meet him during that beetle battle thing that Bullchucker organized that one time?
I really don't remember where we got the roommate. The roommate look. Oh gosh. Like man, the roommate lord that was in season something. What about this? Oh god, I forgot about the spicy mic.
That's right. Good memory, Paimon. After the near catastrophe that was the Beetle Brawl, Hanakato became an ally of the Arataki gang. He and Boss regularly hang out to have practice matches, but to his credit, a lot of the things he ropes Boss into doing in the name of beetle brawling actually result in Boss doing some real work for a change. It's made things a lot easier for me. For instance, they've decided to spend a few days helping Chef Mao restock the kitchen. Partly to thank him for the epic feat, and partly because they would like to use the opportunity to look for new ingredients to boost their. I think they're out looking for crabs at Guyun Stone Forest right now, with Miss Shangling and Mr. Guoba. They all seem to get along great. Guoba's already made friends with Crimson Staff, as Ito calls it, and, something Beetle King, or whatever Hanaka. They've been out for quite a while, though. Shouldn't they be back by now? Unless something put them in a playful mood. In which case, it's anyone's guess what kind of mess they might be in by now. Well, now Paimon wants to join in the fun! Crabs from Guyun Stone Forest? Paimon bets they taste great!
It's crabs at the fucking.
They need our help! The sooner Wanmi restaurant is fully stocked, the sooner we get to eat there again! And while we're at it, we can
Oh
see
shit.
what Chucker and Grandmaster Hanakato are really up to over there.
That's last year too. This bot is gonna get cut.
So you two are gonna head over? I think that's a great idea. The Traveler, Paimon, and Ito make a good team. Not everyone can get through to him, but he usually listens to you two. You make a good point. Well, thanks for checking up on them, you two.
Get I really want to get C2 main. Because it makes my Ito attack so much faster, which is really. Romy, I can hear your video. Your video. 5-star pity before.
Ah, I see it now. A hard shell, a whole bunch of legs, looks like a born warrior. The crab is the Onikabuto of the sea! Throw one of these bad boys in the ring, and your Onikabuto will have to seriously up its game.
That's right, Oni King! Technically, the crab belongs to a different species, but it has all the qualities of the perfect warrior beetle. Pitting Onikabuto against crabs during their training is a surefire way to rapidly improve their strength. Then it's time for Crimson Staff and Ironclad Beetle King to train harder than ever before. No rest until they've flipped every crab in the area onto its back. And once they're done, we'll just need to stoop down and scoop them up. No more chasing crabs all over the beach. La 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 la. Looks like Xiangling and Guoba are part of the gang now. Huh? Traveler, Paimon! Fancy meeting you here! Hey, Xiangling! Hey, Guoba! Well, we were going to gorge ourselves at One Mean Restaurant, but then we ran into Yanfei and Shinobu, who told us you were closed for a few days. Aw, you guys! Thanks for being such loyal customers. It's so kind. With Mr. Ito and the Grandmaster helping me for the last couple of days, we've actually got most of the things we need now. And Crimson Staff and Ironclad Beetle King will be able to round them up for us in no time. If everything goes to plan. Uh-oh. I may have spoken too soon. It's a Geobishop hatchling! Bullchucker! Hanakata, watch out!
Hold on, stay calm. I'll assess the situation. Hard shell? Check. Legs? Not too many, but it more than makes up for that with the whole rolling thing. Yeah, looks like I'm...
How right you are, Oni King. Wait, I think I recognize. It's always rolling around on a nearby island. It's made quite a reputation for itself as far as Guyun Geobishops go. People have taken to... It's because if you ever set foot on its little island, then it whooshes over and gives you a nasty whack on the head. It's really aggressive. How did you...
Cloud Retainer. I'm not really getting Cloud Retainer. I'm not really getting a lot of the animal characters. I got a lot of animal for that. If it's not a support, then I'm not. I'm pretty sure that Cloud Retainer is a DPS. That's punch attack. Tornado.
One hit and it's all over? I don't believe it. That's not... Okay, listen up, Grandmaster. The glorified pet rock is clearly tougher than it looks. Time to show. From what I've seen, our opponent has a lot of brute force, but no finesse. Lugging all that weight around is a recipe for crude and clumsy attacks. Go, Crimson Staff! Dodge the limbs and tail, wait for an opening, and aim for the...
Bruh. What are these guys yapping on about?
Belly.
Oni King, shall I send in some more?
Wait,
What's Guoba doing? Wait, the bishop can understand Guoba? Huh, just up and left. So, to answer your question from a moment ago, Paimon, I found out about Crystal Tornado's aggressive tendencies the last time we came to gather crabs in Bluestone Forest. Tornado gave Guoba a big ol' bash on the head the moment he saw him. But then Tornado fell unconscious, and apparently wasn't seen for weeks afterwards. I guess he's finally recovered from his injuries.
man, what a cool guy. I mean, I figured he was a pretty epic dude just from the look of him, but I've never seen someone just stare an enemy into submission like that. There's only one possible conclusion. This is a warrior with strength, the likes of which I've never seen before.
I must say, I concur. I don't know how, but Guoba-san simply commanded that hard-shelled beast to stand down and retreat at once. Come to think of it, he seems like a pro at catching crabs, too. Guoba-san clearly has some sort of power that lets him bend the minds of shelled organisms to his will. Ah, that's it! The truth has been hiding in plain sight all this time. Guoba-san is a virtuoso beetle battler. With his skills, he can direct an Oni Kabuto's each and every move.
Huh? Oh, of course. Yeah, that makes total sense. These are the kind of brainwaves that make you the Arataki Gang's greatest ally. You see, if we can get Guoba-san to teach us the art of shelled organism mind control, we'll be unstoppable. The entire beetle fighting world will be our oyster.
Can we stop discussing what special powers Guoba may or may not have? We have to get these crabs back before too long or they'll go bad. And then this whole trip will have been a waste. Right! Get a move on, Bullchucker! Shinobu's waiting for you! Also, we want to eat?
Huh? Wait, when did we get 2 new people? Oh, compadre! If it isn't the Oni King's right hand. Oh, and of course, the flying lavender, sorry, sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon.
Wait, new name.
Man,
What?
you saw me lose that beetle fight just now. Oh, so humiliating.
Sky cleaving white lavender, dude.
Oh, come on! There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Oni Kabuto don't stand a chance against the Geobishop hatchling. Next time, just give it a couple of whacks with your club.
But that would defeat the whole purpose. Let me explain. Now, it's no secret that you've kicked a fair share of butt in your time. And from what I hear, that includes some of the biggest, most powerful, and meanest butt around. So how'd you do it, huh? Were you born stronger than your most fearsome foe? No! Do you rock up to every fight believing that your odds of winning are 100%? Of course not. You start with an impossible goal, defeating the unbeatable enemy. And then you do whatever you gotta do to achieve it. Because even you can't know how much potential you have until you push yourself past your limits. That's how you make yourself not just stronger, but stronger than you ever imagined you could be. Flee the fight once, you'll probably flee the next time. And the time after that, next thing you know, you're that boring little twerp who never had the guts to put himself out there. Because when you flee the fight, all you're really running away from...
Oh, it's actually cooking. He's cooking. I'm speechless.
What's gotten into Bullchucker? He actually said something that made sense. For once, Paimon has nothing to argue back. You hear that? Boba's getting hungry. Crystal Tornado's gone now anyway, and your Oni Kabuto won't be ready to fight again anytime soon. So, are you just gonna stand here gawking, or...
Yeah, she said
Chef-sama?
you're gonna yap.
We are still far from being worthy enough to seek the tutelage of the mighty sensei, Guoba-san. I have heard tell of a great contest of fine warriors that was once held in this place. We stand on hallowed ground, and the very air we breathe is abuzz with the might of great duelists. I say we set up a ring here and now. I shall summon the mightiest beetle battlers of Liyue, and as iron sharpens iron, we will hone our skills and training with them. Then and only then will we be ready to seek the guidance of Guoba-san. Once we have learned his ways, we will track down that shelled beast and do battle against it once more. Paimon's got a feeling about this, but not actually sure if it's a good one or a bad one.
Oh, I'm with you, Grandmaster. Yeah, you're saying the time has come to unveil the plan. This is the moment. It's time for the long-awaited Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp.
right. There's no time to lose, Oni King. Let's set up the arena.
Hey! Hey! We weren't done talking to you yet! Unbelievable. Look at them. Not a care in the world. What did they say it was called again? The Arataki something something? Anyway, some sort of beetle fighting tournament, right? I think Hanakato might have mentioned it before. If I wasn't so busy with work at the restaurant, I'd love to take Woba along and watch. But right now, the top priority is dealing with all these fresh crabs. Come on, let's head back. Shinobu was saying the Arataki gang came to Liyue for her classmates' reunion, right? Won't throwing an impromptu beetle fighting competition interfere with their plans? Well, not much we can do about it except head back to Wanmin and tell Shinobu. Yanbei, Shinobu, we're back! Guoba, Xiangling, Traveler, and Paimon. Wait, where are the other two?
Let me guess. Ito and Hanakato are up to their usual antics.
We'll fill you in shortly. First, I need to get all these pristine ingredients safely stored away. The Mistflower Plus, the Traveler and Paimon are valued customers, eagerly awaiting a grand feast. I'll get cooking, then we can catch up while we eat.
Arataki blazing we're guests here, which means we're supposed to be on our best behavior.
I don't know. I think it could be fun. According to the Comprehensive Compendium of Liyue Law, we just need to notify the relevant office of the Ministry of Civil... You never know. Maybe you'll make some new friends with this event. Then, yeah, and you can bring them all to Wanmin Restaurant for your meet.
Wait, first the event, and given the Arataki...
Come on. You gotta learn to cut loose more. You came all this way. I need to be at the Ministry of Civil Affairs shortly for something else anyway, so I can get the ball rolling for... All right, I'll handle that while you guys head back to Ito and help... Yanfei is in a good mood today. Well, event planning's right up her alley. She was an officiator in the Masterful Chefs contest, and she's also on vacation at the moment, and her old friend Shinobu's in town. That's definitely...
Well, I've missed my chance to discuss the issue of our funds. Guess I've got no choice but to deal with Boss directly now. Traveler, Paimon, thanks for all your help so far. I promise I'll make it up to you the next time we meet.
You mean you don't need us to come with you? Well, if Ito's serious about defeating that Geovishap hatchling with Oni Kabuto, Paimon's kinda curious to see how everything goes down.
Now that you mention it...
Oh, we didn't really help.
Either way, it sounds like...
Sure, or...
Why is it so far?
All right, boss. Fun time.
Shinobu,
No, you can't. Our funds have run out. We've spent too long here. After buying our tickets for the boat home, the gang fund is down to double digits. How can we possibly afford to hold a tournament? Yanfei-senpai very kindly offered to handle the legalities, otherwise you wouldn't even have a permit. Are you expecting her to foot the bill as well? Put a stop to this now.
But you don't understand. We have a situation here. Normally, I'm happy to do things your way. Look, we have a whole arena set up and everything. If we back out now...
You've lost plenty of beetle fights before. Even I can beat you, and I'm not even a serious player. Why are you so...
Shinobu! That was a low blow. Anyway, that's ancient history. I'm on a whole different level now. There isn't a
In
single
history.
wizard out there who can touch me. I'm serious about beating that pet rock. Don't think I've got what it takes? And try me.
Gladly. You want to do this the hard way? We'll do it the hard way. Grandmaster Hanakato, get me and Boss a beetle each. Maybe he'll be more amenable to reason after a crushing defeat. If I win, you have to come back with me. No complaining, and no making any more trouble for Yanfei-senpai.
Shinobu, Oni King,
You're really doing this, huh? I didn't think you'd take it this far. Okay, so... Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon,
You're making Paimon fight me?
No surprises there. What Bullchecker is really saying is, if you want to fight the Oni King, you have to go through Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon first.
Exactamundo, amigo. Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon is one of the Arataki gang's top beetle fighters, but even she isn't in the same league as moi.
Except... What? Even Paimon knows that you can't just expect other people to pick up your slack all the time. It's not right. So if you're out of Mora, then tough luck. You gotta watch your spending. If Paimon helps you out, that'll just make more trouble for Yanfei, and then Shinobu will owe her a favor.
Okay, true. You make a fair point. But it's all good. I have a backup plan for if we really are out of funds, then, I'll find a job. I'll work nights, do beetle fighting during the day, pay any expenses out of my own pocket. It'll work. The Grandmaster has helped me find a few good gigs before. As long as it's physical work and the pay is good, I'll take it.
Now you're talking. See, that's the kind of attitude Paimon can get behind.
I can't believe... Your plan is all well and good, and I do hope you try not to be a burden on others. I know what Boss is trying to do. He's making me fight Paimon first to use up my Oni Kabuto's stamina. Well...
Fuck, dude. What the fuck? When did the hell the Beatles can just shoot laser, bro?
I lost. I can't believe it.
That was so tense. Shinobu nearly got the better of Paimon there.
Hey, hey! Hey!
as agreed, we now have
I haven't battled in ages. I'll have to move to Plan B. Try to keep costs to a minimum. I'm gonna hold you to your word, boss. Fund this event yourself by working nights. Battle Beetle, and one other thing. Our boat tickets home were booked well in advance. I can amend the date, but only by a few days. So, keep this event to maybe 4 or 5 other people top.
Got it. Sure, promise. Cross my...
Okay, I'll head down to the harbor and see.
Okay, so we've only got 5 battles to get in shape enough for Guoba-san. Then we gotta master what he teaches. Shinobu is asking us to do the impossible here. But this is the kind of hardcore challenge I live.
Don't worry, Oni King. I'll find people to join us in our great training endeavor. So long as there are worthy beetle battlers to be found. We haven't been in Liyue for long, but I'm certain that this vast land is filled with mighty warriors. We'll have no trouble finding but one now. As for the esteemed Oni King's right hand and honorable sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon.
We've done our part. We saved your butts by getting Shinobu to agree to this. Paimon saw the look of sheer terror on your face.
Oh, of course. I will. In the meantime, if the Oni King's right hand and sky-cleaving wide iron, because in a few short days, I, the bona fide Beetle Battle King, will raise my game to new heights, win the respect of Guoba-san, and become a living legend. Booyah!
Cool. Yeah, we'll be watching. So, no pressure or anything, but if you mess this up and everyone completely wipes the floor with you, we'll see the whole thing.
Holy shit, you know this story's kind of long. I haven't done this for a while. Oh, alright. I'll save this for later too.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to. Thank you for Ad Astra. You know, we're still on call, right? Alright,
Why is it so hot in my room? I'm fucking burning alive, bro!
I see everything.
Illusion shattered. Cascade.
Wind, hear me.
Everyone hold hands. Sharing my knowledge.
There is no escape.
I should go crazy right there.
Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal.
Be still.
Swear by my sword.
Kamisato up. Suyu. Cascade.
Come back. Welcome back, back.
I swear by my sword.
What? Want to give me HBO? I wasn't talking to you, but it was just picking up background noise, and I was talking to my parents, and I was also helping someone with a few things. There's on how to blow up a house. I'm not kidding. It's quite something. Today we're gonna have to show you how to blow up a freaking house. Why? I'm bored as fuck. I was like, bro, it is the right method? I mean, yes, it's the right method. This is what you do. You gotta do this. Alright. Yeah, you were like, it's one thing with snow that I don't really get them as often. Like, pretty much a rare thing for me to get snow. But when snow do exist, it's pretty nice. When snow happens at my place, it's actually pretty nice because I get like no school for it.
So,
Other than like fucking a bunch of work, I guess. Because the teacher not missing any work today, boys. You're gonna go to on the game, but no one's gotta do that shit. Go mute again. Give me a sec. Go take a good nap, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, have a good day too.
the official PC version of Clash of Clans.
Royal Sushi and Izakaya is a passion project. Under one roof, you have a boisterous izakaya with some great food. Tucked away behind the Norin curtains of the izakaya, I have my omakase service. Omakase literally means I'll leave it up to you. So it's a chef experience where you get to see the chef's vision. And there I do my 17-course, $300 omakase for 16 people a night, 8 people a seating. Every chef's dream is to have both things, right? You want a fun, loud, volume-packed place. In the same space, I have my very serious chef tasting meal where I get to make the food I want. You know, I get to control everything. And that's, I think, a chef's dream, to have both. Hey, I'm Jesse Ito. I'm the chef owner here at Royal Izakaya. 10 hours before omakase service. Fish is coming in right now from Japan. Let's bring it on in. This is Nobu. He's the owner of Yama Seafood. He distributes to some of the best Japanese restaurants in the area.
This was caught on Sunday in Japan, packed on Monday in Toyosu, brought on the airport, and then it arrived last night at JFK. A few hours later, brought it over to you. Today is Tuesday, yeah. This bill's pretty big. So long that it's on a two-pager.
That's pretty big.
400. Not your biggest, but.
Yeah, but that's just for today. There's 3 more deliveries. Tuna, bluefin. Yep. Oh my God, it's heavy. It's 9 o'clock. Fish just got dropped. You can't stay on the ice too long, otherwise it damages the fish. I have to get it out, cleaned, gutted, scaled, prepared. Some's gonna go in the dry ager, some's gonna go in the walk-in. A lot of it will be used for tonight's service. Here are some farm mackerel. Mackerel is my favorite fish. It's oily, it's fatty. I also gravitate towards fish that I think are a challenge for the American palate. Growing up in my dad's restaurant, mackerel was a fish that a lot of customers immediately said no to. They probably had a bad experience. It's a very technical fish because of the oil content. It has to be extremely fresh. That fish gets salt cured, gets vinegar soaked. I like a good challenge. I like to let diners know that things they may not have thought they liked, they actually love. This is the kue, Japanese long-toothed grouper. This one's gonna get aged for at least a week. You can kind of see it's already in rigor. You gotta handle with care because this could easily just mess up your whole day. So what they've done here, this little chop, and you see there's a little hole here. This is the ikejime process. That's a Japanese technique. They stick a metal rod down the spine to kill the nerves. Keeps the fish from decomposing so quickly. You can tell an immediate difference when you work with a fish that's ikejime and one that's not. The flesh kind of tears a bit for the ones that have not been processed that way, whereas this one, if I were to cut into it today, it's just so pristine, it's so tight. Got a ton of fish I gotta break down right now. I usually have a couple more hands, but since we have so much fish, I came in a little early to get started. But between 3 sushi chefs, we usually spend about 4 hours getting all this fish broken down, sorted out, plus a couple more hours of skinning, slicing, getting ready for service. I always start my fish prep with the fish that have to get salted or cured first, because that takes time. So we're gonna start with the Spanish mackerel. All right, so first part cleaning process, we always cut the fins off. You just wanna get as much as the guts out as possible. That's what really rots it very quickly. Salt curing, what it does is essentially pull out a lot of the excess moisture. Mackerels, it's important because we're gonna vinegar soak later, so it allows the vinegar to penetrate easier and better. So that's gonna salt cure for about 20 minutes. So let me get the squid out. This is the
Bro, to go get food, and I see someone that's here. Bruh. I'm still getting food. So here's a video. Yes. Free ad money.
Iori Ika, big fin reef squid. I love using this squid specifically from Japan. This one is super meaty, sweet, delicious. You cannot get this from America, this squid. Yeah, this is a $72 squid to understand this cost. Woo! There we go, ink sac intact. You do not want to pop that. This is the spine. This is the only kind of like bone in the squid. I guess it's not a bone, it's like cartilage. The squid has millions of layers of skin on it, but you just take a towel or a paper towel, and if you just go like this, you see this film, like that? You want to get this layer off. Rubbing squid skin off, sticking my hand in fish stomachs to take all the guts out, like, that's my zen time. So Ishigaki dye, spotted knife jaw bream, also known as barred knife jaw bream because of these crazy spines it has. This is one of my favorite fish to work with. I'm using it for the omakase this season. This one's gonna get aged, so it has to get cleaned very well. This process, tsukibiki, is the knife scaling. Just removes the scales off of the skin. Fish like this one, this Ishigaki dye, you have to do it this way because the scales are so compact that if you use another scaling tool, they just won't come off. And they'll end up all over your cutting board. You have to do the entire thing by hand. So this is gonna take a bit of time. Growing up in my dad's restaurant, my dad's from Kyushu, Japan. He's a classically trained Japanese chef. My mom's from Seoul, Korea. They opened a restaurant in 1979, one of the first Japanese restaurants in South Jersey called Fuji. I started working there when I was 14, so I learned everything, like the foundation of what I know there. These fish heads, we actually save them and the collars, and we're gonna use them in the izakaya. They're gonna be fried. It's a dish called kabutoage, served with the ponzu sauce. Getting the best meat available for a great price. So we cross-utilize a lot of things, so there's zero waste.
It's 10 o'clock.
I'm gonna break down the tuna upstairs. I did what I had to do down here. This is like 120 pounds. It's from a 500-something pound fish from Spain. All right, here we are. This is the sushi bar. This is where the omakase happens. I do 2 seatings a night, 17 courses. Gotcha. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh my God. That is a big tuna. This is the belly cut. All of this right here, this is otoro. This is the super fatty tuna belly. And all of here, this is gonna be chutoro. And this is the akami, the lean part. This is the kama. So this does have kama toro here. This is good if you grill it or torch it. It has a lot of muscle tendon, so very chewy, but delicious if you cook it. When I do this, I'm measuring for a saku cut. So this is like the length of the fillet you want to work with for sushi. When it gets cut into that like long rectangular shape, this is the size. So I'm gonna just cut it down in usable chunks. Parts of it that are more chewy, the tail end or end bits, that'll be put off to one of my sous chefs. Some of it's gonna get dry aged, some of it's gonna get used today, and some of it's not gonna get dry aged. It's gonna be stored and probably used tomorrow. This loin right here is $2,500. Yeah, this is $2,500 of fish. Tuna is a quintessential sushi fish because of just the flavor. I mean, when you eat bluefin tuna like this, there is nothing that tastes like this. The umami, the depth of flavor, the fattiness, the richness. This paired with nice acidic rice, soy sauce, it's like the perfect bite. This is a special paper called Meguro paper. Each roll costs $10. I mean, it's a highly absorbent, thick paper that just maintains the quality of fish, especially for tuna, but we use it for everything. So 120 pound of that bluefin, we're gonna go through that in 5 days. Truly wild. Go birds. So this here is Edwin. He's one of our sushi apprentices here. He's gonna be wrapping all the tuna to put away in the walk-in. That's it for the breakdown as of right now. It'll continue through the day, but I'm gonna get the rice started since that takes some time. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Let's start washing. We do 3 batches of this a day, but my omakase rice, I use a special grain, special vinegar. This is called the hitomebore. It means love at first sight. This is my akazu rice vinegar. It has to stay closed and contained to keep the acidity of the vinegar. You can't keep it open. This is the rice washing process. Sushi rice is a little sticky. It's mainly because of just this natural starch on the rice. You see the starch coming off right now. You don't want it to be too sticky where it's like unmoldable. You also don't want it to be too soft, too hard, so it's so technical to get this part right. I always equate nigiri to clay work, which is what I love doing in pottery. You're just molding the rice, and the better the rice, like the better clay, the better your product. But this is the most technical part of the day, actually. Rice is way more important than the fish. Obviously, you need great fish, great product, to make great sushi, but if you don't have good rice, it doesn't matter how good the fish is. So rice is straining for 8 minutes. Okay, timer just went off. Gotta cook the rice. This is the rice net. We use the net so we can easily pull it out. Otherwise, the rice kind of sticks to the pot. Do 36 minutes in this gas cooker. Always double check that the flame's on. In the beginning, I have hit that switch and the flame did not go on. And then 36 minutes later, you're left with some really wet raw rice and a really, really messed up day. While the rice is cooking, let's go over here. This is another sushi apprentice, Elmer. He's been with us for over a year, started as a dishwasher, super skilled. He is taking all that toro, that muscle part that's super chewy, scraping all out, and then he's gonna go in it again to take out even more connective tissue. So it's like a super labor-intensive process. This takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, but if a restaurant can do this, that's how you utilize a whole tuna.
Old Spice gives you 24/7 lasting scent.
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look how much he pays.
Rice is cooking. While that's cooking, this is the dry ager. Dry ager, built for beef, but I mean, I think in fish. Dry aging, what it does is it concentrates the flavor. This is the kuei. You saw one of these earlier, so you can kind of see how it's completely dried out, leathered out. This is the ichigaki dai. The way we cut it, we retain the fillet we're gonna use later. So looks like I'm like the fish Hannibal Lecter in a way, right? This is the aged bluefin tuna. Beautiful piece, so we're gonna use this tonight. I'm gonna cut into it. Got 15 minutes till the rice is done, and I'm gonna have to do the sharizu, so let's break this down. This is not every day that I use aged tuna. I just started incorporating it. It's very different than beef. There's no fungus or mold that you're trying to build up. That doesn't form on here and you don't want it. I mean, this is gonna be eaten raw. Coming through, rice, if you're here. Rice is cooked. This is the sharizu. This is the process of incorporating my rice vinegar mixture into the rice. It has to happen right now when it's steaming. This process is important, one, for germification. The acidity prevents it from building up mold or building up any bacteria. The other process, it encapsulates every grain of rice and it protects the flavor and it makes it super malleable. So this thing, the hangiri, is made of Japanese cypress wood, super resistant to rot, warping, mold, and it doesn't have so much of a fragrance, so it's great to do rice in it. This thing itself, the size, is like $500–600, so these things you try to keep for years. What a lot of people don't know about sushi is sushi actually means sour rice. So originally, before nigiri sushi became a thing where it's press molded, but I do it omakase, sushi was a fermented fish. They took fish, they took rice, salt, vinegar, and they essentially barreled it up for years. And the lacto-fermentation from the rice would ferment the fish, and then they would grill it later. So we're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes, air out, flip it, then put it in the warmer. All right, 1 o'clock. Still a lot to do, but caviar should be here any minute. Gary, yeah.
What's going on?
Got the goods?
I brought you some of the delicious caviar. We got the premium massacra from Italy. Very nice texture.
We're gonna use these in the next 5 days between omakase and izakaya. So on any given piece, you're probably gonna get like that much caviar. I don't believe in I hate it when you get like 2 grains and I'm like, what is that? So.
Amazing.
It's perfect, thanks.
Like always.
It's 1:30.
It's time to get slicing on some of this fish, get ready for service. So first I'm gonna start with the king salmon belly from New Zealand. This is a yanagi, Japanese fish slicer, single bevel. It's a special Damascus metal. You can kind of see that design. It's made from the nohi. This one takes like a year or 2 to get. I like it because it's just very agile. I do a lot of unique slicing based on the fish, based on the way it eats, the texture, if it's gonna get torched or not, presentation. You'll see some pieces get double cut. That's either for looks or it's also in case there might be a pin bone that broke off. So if you do a double slice, you'll catch that. Also just looks so pretty. I'll say omakase sushi is just raw fish. That's why you gotta make it look pretty. It's only 8 seats. It's only 16 seats a night. It's only one of me. 2:45. We're in the izakaya. I'm here with Chef Justin. He runs the izakaya menu. I run the omakase. Justin and I have been working together for a few years now. He's super talented. We, depend on each other for each other's opinions on the food. It's nice to kind of have that backing or that person to bounce ideas off of.
So we're doing yaki gyutan, which is grilled beef tongue. We braise the beef tongue, and then it is marinated in mirin, soy, and sake. And then there's two sauces. There's a salsa matcha, and then there's a shio negi, which is like the traditional Japanese garnish for this dish. Charred scallion, raw garlic, sesame, some lime to tie the two sauces together.
That sounds really amazing. So while I'm a sushi chef, restaurateur type of person, I also love photography, and I do all the social media photography for the restaurant. So let's head on upstairs to get this shot. So we're in my office right now, staying right on top of the izakaya. This is where I do all my photography to get all the specials done, to get the menu photographed. I got my light box here, big diffuser. This is my Canon R6 Mark II. I just upgraded finally. I go for up close and personal. Normally, if we have an izakaya special, I'll set aside about 10-15 minutes to get it photographed. I do have to upload this on my computer, get it edited. I'll send it over to my GM, Nicole, and she'll get it up on Instagram. It's 3:25. We still got a lot more to do. What I'm working on right now is the omakase menu. It's dated, so I do it every day, and obviously there might be some changes. I have to do it right now to get it to the team so they can print it, get it folded, stamped, and ready to go. So let's get going.
4 o'clock.
Let's pop into the kitchen. This is my father, Masaharu Ito. He's from Japan. He taught me everything I know. Sushi master, making the tamagoyaki for tonight. This is a very technical thing. He's way better than me.
Not exactly. I think he's doing very well. I think a couple more years to come, his prime time will come. He has to think about what he's gonna do rest of life. But I'm very happy right now.
Working with my dad in this context is much easier. Back in the day when he was teaching me, I was a resentful, young, cocky kid. Now it's great. He gets to go home early. I handle all the problems, and it feels good. This tamagoyaki is essentially like a sweet, savory egg omelet. It's the most technical egg omelet you can make just because of the motion required to do it. You can see he's kind of doing this flipping motion in a square copper tamagoyaki pan. So it's very technical, very hard to get that motion down. Okay, it's 4:30. I'm going upstairs to take a 20-minute break. It's the only time I get, so let's go. I'm gonna eat my lunch. Okay, 5 o'clock. Got my break, ready to do final prep. We got an hour to go, 30 minutes till pre-shift. So I just have a couple things I still have to cut. I got the squid, I got the live scallop, botan heavy, the shrimp. Been doing this for a long time, but there is a lot of pressure to execute. It's 5:30, time for pre-shift. I'm here with Samantha. She's my omakase server, my wingman. She's been here for 7 years working with me. What do we got tonight?
So 2 allergies tonight. One guest at 6 o'clock has a mackerel allergy and another guest at 6 o'clock cannot eat shrimp. That is all. Today we are booking Tuesday, February 20th and Wednesday, February 21st.
It's pretty far
It's
out.
the first date we have available.
Great. For tonight, the shimaji, the kue, the ichigaki dai, nodoguro, and the akami and toro are all dry aged. For add-ons, I have the A5 Wagyu, caviar toro, Hokkaido uni, so I have a very special one in case people want to get it. We have the spicy crunchy tuna tamaki, toro uni, caviar tamaki, and my dad's tamago. It's 5:40. We got 20 minutes till service starts. Samantha, we can start seating 10 up, so in 10 minutes. Otherwise, we're about to do what we do every day. The show begins soon. Omakase is a performance in the sense that everything leading up to it is very physical, technical, fast-paced, precise work, and the clock is just ticking, ticking, ticking. and everything leads up to this one moment where the show begins. The guests are seated and we get going. At that point, everything's pretty much prepared. It's just assembling the nigiri. But the assembly part is, to me, it's like a dance. Kumamoto oyster with toro tartare to start. You can use your hands, make sure you do one bite, okay? It's all best eaten in 30 seconds. The omakase is also a performance in the sense that I am directly engaging with all my customers. I am live for them, and if there's any type of emotion in the day or any type of thing that's on my mind, I have to clear that and I have to be ready. This is the katsuo tataki, charred Japanese bonito. These people have waited months to get in to experience this with me. They're paying a lot of money, and it's important to make sure that energy-wise and personality-wise, I'm there too to be with them. I want it to be a great experience, and part of what makes omakase great is you are right there with the chef, who you're watching them make every piece. They can explain to you what's going on. You guys see the process, and they can explain to you the best way to eat it in their mind, and that's a very special connection.
On today's video, I am exploring the best way to combine steak and cheese together. But I'm not talking about sandwiches. I'm looking for something more special, something that has never been done before. And today, you're gonna see the world's first. And everything starts off with this, a wheel of cheese. Not only is it a very good quality cheese, it's also a truffle cheese. And the first thing to do is to go ahead and open it up. And I'll tell you one thing, as soon as the package was removed, this is a funky cheese, but in a very good way. Now I've been to Italy, and I saw how the best cheese in the world was made. That was an incredible experience. Every wheel of cheese you see here is Parmigiano Reggiano, and I got the pleasure to see how they open it. Now even though this Parmigiano Reggiano is a lot larger, mine is much smaller. So we're trying to go ahead and use the same technique. And the first thing to do is to go ahead and add some knives through it. We want to cut this nice and slow. I'm telling you friends, this is an experience. It is awesome. But after going around and adding the knife little by little, in the end, the top just popped it off like this. And now you have a much clearer vision of the actual truffles. And the smell. This is a fantastic cheese. And because of the truffles, it makes it extremely unique. The first thing to do is to go ahead and remove this protective layer. It's just there to keep the cheese nice and fresh. Now if you think we're gonna let this top half go to waste, no, you are very wrong. Let me show you what I have in mind. Here I have two beautiful steaks. As you can see, it is a New York strip, 1.5 inches thick and choice grade. This is a fantastic steak to have it by itself, but we're going to be combining that cheese with it. First, we got to get it seasoned. For that, I use a good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. I cannot emphasize enough that the most important thing whenever you're eating steaks is to make sure you season it properly. One of them, we're going to be calling it the control, and that's because we're going to be using shaved cheeses just to have with it. The second one, on the other hand, that one we're going to be using a melted cheese version. I'll be using the top that we just cut out to melt it right on top of the steak. That will be coming real shortly, because here's where things gets really interesting. The first thing to do is to dig a hole, a nice hole. And the best part is that all of this extra cheese that is being removed is just an appetizer for us. And as you can see, once I was done, we have a nice bowl of cheese ready to be used. Talking about that, I'm going to be combining it with this, a Japanese Wagyu A5 steak. This is the best of the best. Not only is it an A5, it is Kobe beef straight from Japan. That's one of the wonderful things about having a meat dealer. You know where your steaks are coming from, and it is authentic, the real deal. And if you want to use mine, check him out on the description down below, because the next thing to do is to go ahead and trim this out. As you can clearly see, it has a lot of external fat. As a matter of fact, most people say that Wagyu is just fat with a little bit of meat. They're not wrong though, but this fat is quite special, and I'll show you why. Once the trimming was done, take a look. We got all of the fat removed, and as you can clearly see, it starts melting on your hands. But we're not done yet, as now you want to go ahead and slice it in very thin strips. Now to make a nice presentation, little by little you start rotating the steak in itself, kind of like mimicking a rose. This is unnecessary unless you want a nice beautiful presentation, because once done, take a look. You're making something quite special. It's not like you're gonna have this every day. As now we have our rose Wagyu, let's go back to the cheese. The first thing to do is to create a mountain. That way the cheese that was scraped will also melt together with the Wagyu. Once this little mountain was created, the Japanese Wagyu A5 goes right on top. Now take a look at this. Let's not even talk about the price. Like I said, it's not something that can be done every day. This is for extremely special occasions only. However, we're not even close to being done yet. Remember all of the trimmings? We want to go ahead and render all of the fat. Nothing is going to go to waste here. The key of rendering fat properly is to do it nice and slow. In the end, you're going to be left with Japanese Wagyu A5 chicharrones and of course the rendered Wagyu fat. I'm going to be using this fat to deep fry the steak right inside of the cheese wheel. That will be coming real shortly, because just in case things do not turn out very good, I decided to go ahead and make an awesome side dish. And this one, I guarantee, is going to please everyone. Let me show you how I made it. The first thing to do is to make a sauce. So into a pan I threw in some marinara sauce, followed by a little bit of that beautiful cheese, stirred everything around, and then I added creme de leche, which by the way you will be able to find it in your supermarket under table cream. Once you've mixed everything together, taste for seasoning. If salt is needed, just add a little. This one was just perfect. Now remember the Wagyu A5 chicharrones? If you think we're gonna let this go to waste, let's put it to good use. This is burrata. It's basically fresh mozzarella with very soft cheese inside. And here is puff pastry. So the first thing to do is to go ahead and open it up. Then add the burrata right in the middle, followed by the Wagyu A5 chicharrones. Then close everything up and deep fry the whole thing in Wagyu fat until it's nicely golden brown. Be real careful though, because if you don't close the puff pastry tight, things will get out of hand. But if you're nice and careful, you should be left with a golden brown color just like this. And now to plate it up. First, a good amount of sauce, followed by the deep fried burrata, a tiny bit of more sauce on the top, so we can place those beautiful chicharrones. Then of course, add a little bit of parsley for color, and to finish it up, some truffle cheese. Now this is today's side dish, and I can tell you one thing, it's going to be marvelous. At least, that's my hope. Because now, it's time to go ahead and cook up the steaks, and also deep fry one inside of a cheese wheel. I'll tell you one thing, friends, I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, as now I say, it is enough talking, and it is time to grill some beautiful steaks. So let's do it.
All right, everybody, and here we got. Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis. Our beautiful feast, gentlemen. What do you guys think?
Perfect word, Guga. Feast is right. This is a ton of food, and it looks so fancy. It looks very cheesy.
Cheesy,
That's
correct.
the word. You have a steak flour in the cheese wheel. What other word than fancy are you gonna use?
But first, to see if this is really worth it or not,
I have two other experiments. Now make sure you try the steak together with the cheese, okay? This is the idea here. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh,
that cheese goes really well with the steak.
we are going on the right direction over here, everybody.
Starting off with a bang, and I'm not talking about just the looks of this, but the flavor. It's so explosive, so awesome, so in your face with the cheese and the steak. They pair so perfectly together. I love this already.
I agree with you, Leon, 100%.
And it must have truffle or something, right?
Yes!
It is truffle inside of the cheese. You see these little black spectacles? It's real truffle, unlike truffle oil. Truffle oil is not truffle. It's just basically it's disgusting, all right? If you want to try the real thing, have the real deal, everybody. It's the only way. This is delicious.
Really good.
I'm curious about this one. So this is a little bit different, and the reason is the cheese was melted on top. Enough talking, let's give it a go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh, wow.
It seems like it became stronger.
Yeah.
Because it's melted, everybody.
Definitely get a more profound cheese flavor on this one. And I like the different texture of this. Gooey and creamy. It's really nice. And plus the steak on top of it, it's just perfection on top of perfection. That is divine, guys. That's really good.
That is phenomenal and divine. And you? I like how you keep it simple. This is delicious, and so is this one.
Yeah.
Which one is better so far?
I'm going with the melted one.
Melted cheese, you.
If you're a cheese lover, you can taste more cheese on the melted version, so you'll pick that. If you're a steak lover like me, you're gonna go for the control though. You taste more beef, and that's why I'm choosing that one.
So we're pretty much tied up now.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to find out about
No,
the why.
no. Which one do you prefer?
I will tell you right after the sandwich.
Oh my God. What is these little bits on top of the?
There's, yes, a little bit of Wagyu fat in there. Crispy Wagyu bits. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. No way, bro.
Dude. It is so delicious. I don't know how to express it more, everybody, how good this actually is.
I'm not sure which one I like more, the steaks with the cheese or the
Oh,
side
this
dish.
one?
Damn, bro.
This is so phenomenal.
I
Wow.
can't think of a more perfect side dish to pair with these steaks. Just texture alone, you have such a crispy crust on the outside of the burrata, then the inside is nice and creamy. Plus that sauce adds a nice flavor and depth to it. You have a little crispy Wagyu whatever fanciness on top too. Chicharron, look at that. That gives a delicious bite on top of it. I mean, wow, I'm blown away.
What I like is that the sauce, whatever it is, it's not like a really runny sauce. It's kind of like a thick sauce, you know what I mean?
Thick, everybody. He likes it thick.
I like, yeah.
We gotta do an extra final finish right here and melt a little bit of the cheese.
No, we're not fancy at all with this.
Yeah, so right here, we're just getting a little bit of extra meltiness, everybody. I think that's enough. Okay, so I'll do it first, and then you guys do it second, okay?
It's like fishing, you just go and grab.
Exactly, but you see this? This looks like it's just water, but it's not, it's Wagyu fat. Make sure you grab the cheese. Okay, go for it, Leo.
Oh, dude, it just cuts so easy.
Enough talking, let's give it a try right now. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh,
wow.
Oh my God. That should be illegal, everybody. How do you describe that description, guy?
You have that Wagyu tenderness plus the Parmesan and Wagyu fat that just seeps all over everything. It just creates such a expensive, luxurious, decadent mouthfeel. I feel like I'm sitting on a chair of gold right now. This is not real.
That is the ultimate richness in a steak bite.
This whole wheel of cheese and steak together will feed a lot of people because it's very rich. You're not gonna eat all this by yourself,
No, yeah,
everybody,
right.
because if not, the bathroom is gonna be your friend for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Long time.
All right, I gotta ask you, which one is your favorite?
The cheese wheel, bro. I've been eyeing it ever since that bite.
How about you?
I can't wait for this camera to turn off so I can put this and just take this home, bro. That's
Imagine
so
just
good.
one thing I wish I had, everybody, a little piece of baguette. Oh. If you serve it, make sure you have some bread.
Google, I've never said this about one of your dishes, but that is a masterpiece.
Oh, thank you, Leo. Very delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Stay 24/7 shower fresh with Old Spice Night Panther Body Wash.
Alright, I'm gonna end my stream here. I was gonna do more things, but I forgot I had to do things. So I'll stream stuff tomorrow. I'll see what I can do. But today was just a really weird day. I'll see you guys later.